I kind of hate those days where everything's like cramped up, rushed, and you gotta rush through everything. It's crazy, bro.
Trust me, I hate it too, bro.
Yeah, it's like you don't get a chance to breathe. You're like, you don't even get to eat. You're just like barely going home and then bouncing out hella fast. It's like,
I hate that.
yeah, it's like, what the hell, bro?
Sometimes that happens to me right before gym, dude, and I hate it.
Yeah, that shit sucks. Cause it's like, bro,
I don't get to relax.
yeah, you're just trying to chill a little bit, get your breath, but then you're like, go, 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 go. I can't imagine in the big cities how that is, bro. It's probably even worse.
Yeah, probably.
You gotta go do this, go hang out with friends. Even hanging out with friends might feel like a chore.
Facts.
But anyways, I was watching a video. They were saying that they're showing how Super Mario, he's a Freemason.
What the heck?
Yeah, so if you play the Nintendo 64 game, I think, I forgot which one, what it was called. You remember that one?
Super Mario?
Yeah,
Super Mario 64.
that's the one. And then it has the checkered floors in it.
I was about to say that. I was literally when you said when you said Super Mario game, first thing that came to mind was a checkered floor in the castle, the ballroom. That looks like a Freemason flooring in the Masonic temple.
Right, and then it looks like a kind of like a Masonic temple because
yeah.
they have
the way the chair is.
And then they have something else in the middle. Dude, I didn't even draw the connection because I forgot about that game. I hadn't played it in years. I didn't draw the connection until now. That guy, he brought it up in the video. I was like, yo, this fool Mario was a Mason the whole time. He has the white gloves on like the Masons do. And then when he flies, the wings are on his hat. That's some kind of Masonic ideology as well. Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Who would have thought Super Mario's a Freemason, dog? That's crazy how they throw these subtle hints at us. I saw this funny ass video where somebody's spinning somebody around in a fight, and then they showed they put in a GIF, right, and it was Mario swinging around Bowser by the tail. That shit had me hella laughing.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, it was that.
What the heck? Why is it doing this? Did my phone just infiltrate or something?
They don't want you showing the truth. Yeah, that shit, man.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of these celebrities, music videos, and all that, a lot of them have the checkered floor.
The castle was like this?
Yeah. Also, the guy said these pictures or whatever, they're portals.
And in the game, they are portals.
Yeah. So it's like another part of...
Because in the game... I'll show it. In the game, I don't know if you guys are like that. Yeah, because this came out in 96. But in the game, you can walk around on the inside that room, and then you can jump in these pictures. When you jump in it, it takes you to that land, whatever it shows on the picture. So in this picture, it was like the land where they had these like little bomb characters and stuff. And then, like, you would have like different things. So like they would use that as portals to go to different worlds and stuff. So.
I wonder what the meaning behind the portals is, though.
I don't know.
But it's crazy how they have the checkered flooring, and all the music videos, they all have that same theme. I guess for you guys that don't know, the checkered floors, they symbolize duality, the white and the black. So it's as above, so below, that teaching where wrong is right, right is wrong. So from the research I did, they said that people that believe in duality, they means like there's no wrong. So these guys have no moral compass. There might be some people that try to discredit what I'm saying, but according to my research, that's what I found.
Yeah, Mario's castle, that's it.
Yeah.
Right there.
There's a sign. Everything has a sign. Some people might be saying that you're looking at things too much, or...
You know what I thought was strange, too?
They say you're being a schizo and shit like that.
Was this part of the castle?
That's the thing the guy shows in the video.
In the middle? Yeah. With the sun and stuff?
It's like they put stuff like right in front of our face. It's up to us to see it or not. They say a lot of people have vision, but they don't see.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to pick up on this stuff. Very important. See how he has the white Masonic gloves and then the white or the red hat, the red.
Yeah.
A lot of Masons, they have the white and red color scheme.
Yeah.
Even Gmail does. The logo of Gmail, it's like related to the Masonic symbols.
Yep.
Pretty crazy, huh? I wonder I want to know what their goal is with the symbolism.
I met a couple Masons. I should have asked, but
they're not in the legit one. You get what I'm saying? They're not in the actual secret. They're like on the outskirts, so they're like led to believe whatever they want them to know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
theirs is more like a club. The people that are actually in it, they let only certain people in it. I think it has to do with bloodlines or even like what they've accomplished, how high they are in order.
You think so?
I believe it.
Like Skull and Bones Club?
Exactly. So it'd be like me making an organization and making organizations within that organization.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Only select few get to go in.
Get to go in, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they keep their identity.
Fuck.
Pretty crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And also, I noticed, I wanted to talk about this. So you guys, you know how we're talking about there's no coincidences? What do you think about the dollar bill? You think everything that there is on it is done by intention? Or do you think it's all what they tell us, or there's more to it?
So, you know the video I sent you, dude? I sent you guys the video, right?
Yeah.
With the dollar bill, or the dollar. How... Did I send you guys... Because I know I sent you guys multiple videos, but did I send you guys a video of before the dollar got changed? How there was like a prediction for 9/11 there?
Oh, yeah.
I sent you that, huh? But... What was your other question? I'm sorry.
So I was going to say, is the dollar made based on what they tell us? You know how they say it's the 13 colonies and all that? Or do you think they randomly put random stuff? Or do you think there's like a deeper significance behind everything they have on it?
There's a deeper significance.
I think so too.
It's not so much of what they tell us. I think there's like there's hidden messages there for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. Like, for example, they have, I don't know, I want to say it's Latin, the New World Order.
Mm-hmm.
So they have that on there. Why would they have New World Order on there? I don't know, it has something to do with world order, right?
Yeah.
And then it has the pyramid. What does the pyramid have to do with anything in the eye?
That I don't know.
And then they say the eagle on the dollar bill, that's not even an eagle. They say that's a phoenix.
That's a phoenix, yeah.
And it has ties to I think the Egyptian times, like esoteric symbolism. And then it has the 13 arrows, 13 stripes or something? Somewhere.
It's 13 stripes on the flag, which is for the 13 original colonies.
13 colonies.
Yeah.
People say, 13 is a important number to Masons. But some people are going to say the colonies has to do with the colonies. But what if the colonies were purposely put as number 13 or split into 13? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
What if it was all done by intention?
That's true.
Because they say numbers have a high significance. Like, they signify things like the numbers 3, 6, 9, 13, 33. Like, you got the 33rd degree Freemasons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
A lot of these people, they believe in numerology, so they do things by numbers.
By numbers, yeah.
But then there's some people that go into something called gematria. I don't know how real that stuff is, but they say that's how things are decided within the Masonic or hidden world. It's pretty crazy how the Pope died pretty shortly. After what was it? It was after Easter?
It was after Easter, yeah.
Yeah, he died like shortly after. And then some of these popes they're trying to bring in, they go against Catholicism.
Yeah.
Like, if you study Catholicism's teachings, people are just eating up what they're trying to push out.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's an organization, bro.
Yeah, I don't understand how the Pope has so much power. And there's old boomers, they're saying they like praise the Pope. They say that the Pope gets messages through God. How is that possible, bro? How are these popes getting messages through God?
So I was just watching this podcast, like a different podcast, and they were talking about the Pope, saying that the Pope is pretty much the president for Catholics. It's kind of how it is. Like, they depict the Pope. You know what I mean? It's crazy, huh?
It is.
They hold them to such a high standard.
And the thing I don't understand is there's different popes. Like, isn't the whole purpose to have just one pope?
Well, they have the main pope, like the guy who takes over, like as the head of the organization, like the one that they just elected or whatever.
And he's supposed to be from Italy, right?
No,
Rome?
not necessarily. No, they don't have to be from Italy. They could. This video kind of talks about it, because I don't really know so much about it. So what it is, it's kind of like the way the U.S. is set up, right? So you have your electoral college, right? So then each cardinal in the Vatican is considered the electoral college. Then each cardinal gets to, I think they come up with who gets to run for pope, not so much as you get to join to become the running or the nominee to run for pope. So say like we're in the whatever, that system, we can't just say, oh, we want to run for pope. I think they elect you to run for pope, and then the cardinals have to vote on who would be the best candidate, as far as like I think the resume and all this other stuff goes into account, and then they kind of, that's how they vote for it.
So that's what they tell us. I think they just haven't picked out in advance.
I think they pick. I think it's already a preconceived notion of who goes next.
They're like, all right, bro, you're up next.
Because the candidates they had was, they had some guy from Ghana, they had some other guy from another African nation.
They had one from the Philippines.
They had the guy from the Philippines. They had
that guy wasn't even supposed to be, like, I've seen like what he preaches. He's not even supposed to be a pope.
No, then
that goes against Christian beliefs or Catholics.
Yeah, they had some guy from the U.S. and then they had some guy from Italy, and then somewhere else too. So they had like various amounts of popes.
Bro, what if they had an event where all the popes were in a brawl, like a Royal Rumble match? Last pope standing gets appointed, bro.
Dang.
In the Gladiator Coliseum, put a WWE wrestling cage or mat. Do Hell in a Cell or something like that. Last one standing wins, bro. Watch out. Watch out for the Pope about to clothesline somebody, bro.
I seen a video, bro, where the popes, like, they were having like a party, and there was like a DJ at the party, bro, or they were doing the DJ for introduction songs for the Pope. You didn't hear about this?
Oh, doesn't that go against the religion?
I would think so.
They're kind of making it a mockery.
Yeah.
So you might as well, at that point, you might as well have a wrestling match between them. And I don't get why they need a pope. Like, sometimes these popes come out, they change, like, the religious teachings.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. From what I hear, the popes, the church got infiltrated. And then we already know the Vatican, bro. It looks evil. The church, it looks like the head of a serpent when you look inside the building, right? This is legit?
Yeah. That's a priest.
See, this is blasphemy. No way.
Yeah, I think it's all the, like, different priests and stuff.
The blasphemy.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah. What's the point of having
It was like a celebration according to what they're saying at like the conclave or something. Father something priest is a unique techno. Yeah, I don't know.
That goes against everything like people used to stand for, right?
I think so. I don't know. The other thing that me and my other homies talk about, because we're into Star Wars, right? So check this out. This is actually crazy. Star Wars.
One thing I want to say while you're searching for it is that so they paint the popes in a high picture, high and mighty. So there's a video of this pope. Somebody's touching his arm or grabbing his arm, whatever, and he yanks his arm away. Like, he looks at the person in disgust. So when he goes to the politicians to shake their hands, he's kissing the ground by them. That's not what the Pope stands for. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, you're kissing the feet of these politicians that are evil and shit.
Yeah, okay. So, this is the Pope, and that's the Pope, right? They're the same person. I don't know why they have it diagonal. That makes no sense. But in the Star Wars movie, this guy, like, these are to the same people, and these are the same people. But these guys are, like, they're bad guys. Like, this is a bad guy. Like, he's a villain. Like, he's supposedly a good guy, but in disguise as a bad guy. So he's like the worst villain. But I guess there's like similarities. Like if you see both of them side by side, like hella people like in like different settings and like in online, like on IG, they were like saying like, oh, that's scary that they look alike. Like that's not supposed to happen.
I'm gonna keep it real. Ever since I've seen the Pope, they always looked evil to me.
Yeah.
Even without that picture just
I didn't want to
confirms
say it, but that's what people on IG are saying. Like people who are Star Wars fans are saying like this is legit kind of scary because that Senator Palpatine is real. Whatever.
I've heard of that.
They're like this is not. They're like everybody's like freaking out. They're like this is not good. He goes like they're like this is actually how like it's. I mean obviously Star Wars is fictional, but they're like this is typically how all this evil starts.
Bro, I think it's been going on.
Resemblance there.
Yeah, my intuition tells me these fools been evil. Like ever since have seen them, they always looked evil. Just like the royal family, bro. They always look evil. And there's things coming out against the royal family. I think there's even been popes convicted of doing atrocities. They look like they have some evil desires.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's legit crazy. I don't know.
They do jack shit. They just go there and then people idolize these people.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good thing though, man, cuz I don't.
No, they're going crazy just to see this guy. They'll be crying and shit.
Mhm.
Like, bro, chill out.
And I'm not going to lie, bro. I grew up Catholic, so like I don't really see the importance of cuz to me it's more of idolizing this person. And that's wrong.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
Exactly.
It's almost the same as somebody idolizing Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Like you got all these girls that listen to Taylor Swift and they idolize, that artist. It's the same thing with like this group of people. Like they worship, but then they elect somebody and they're idolizing them because they're the president of the thing,
Exactly, bro.
So it's like a mega church, bro. Like those mega churches.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
like 100 mega churches combined.
That's another thing I don't agree with is mega churches either. There was this video I saw of some priest. I don't even know what they call themselves, but the guy that's preaching, right? Bro, he was getting a haircut during his little speech in a mega church. Like
they're mocking people straight up. People fall for that shit.
And then like everybody was like all like amazed, or like they were like,
all that's like a tax write-off. These guys got like crazy swimming pools, crazy homes. But if you actually look at what was it called, religious figures in the past, they're opposite of that. They lived humbly among the people.
Yeah,
They gave clothes off their back. They gave everything to people. They lived humbly. They would starve while other people would eat. So if like you're following one of these people, you gotta ask yourself, why am I following this person? They're a living contradiction to what the teachings were.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? People don't think like that. They think opposite.
They think it's
They idolize everything.
And then they think that like they see like these people living, because most of these people who do these who are in charge of these mega churches, they live such lavish lifestyles. So the way they're preaching is like, the higher power gave me all this wealth, and they gave me everything I have. You too can do this. Yeah. But
they should be spreading it.
They should be spreading that.
Spreading the wealth among the common. But that's how you know these guys. They're in it for themselves. They don't care. They probably laugh at these people.
Yeah, this guy was getting a haircut, bro, during his sermon or whatever.
That's crazy, bro. Getting his goatee lined up.
It's like, to me that in a way that's kind of disrespectful to the people listening to you.
And he's making mockery of it.
And
that's mockery.
It's also a mockery. Yeah, like you said, bro, it's mockery. Like, and then people like, I seen comments on IG. People were like praising him, like, dude, that's so cool. I wish I could do that. And blah blah blah. Like, bro, like, what's so cool about it, dude? Like, to me, that's disrespectful, Yeah,
it's making mockery of religion because you're supposed to be up there preaching the word, but you're over here getting haircut and shit.
And then they almost make them like concerts too, bro.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I didn't understand.
Yeah, like there's like
See, when I see things like this, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the Antichrist that's being mentioned in the holy books. This is people fall for this stuff. Imagine how easy they're gonna fall for the Antichrist when Antichrist comes here.
yeah,
Imagine that. Or as Muslims, we call it the Dajjal.
good job. Yeah,
They're gonna fall for it so easy. Like, bro, you're getting fooled by these people that are making hella money off you, and they're just performing. It's pretty much turning into a circus.
Yeah,
They're doing these circus stunts.
Circus, yeah.
They're doing these circus stunts in these Gucci suits and Louis Vuitton suits, and people are eating it up, giving their money over there, and they're like begging just to touch these people.
And to be honest,
No Diddy.
It's a sin, bro, because you're essentially conning somebody out
Yeah,
of money.
it's a major sin.
It's a major sin. Like you're extorting. It's almost.
Yeah.
It's not so much. It's just like a con, bro.
It's
It's like you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of how the people back in the day used to do the door-to-door sales for snake oil. Like, oh, use this, you drink this product, and you'll live 100 times longer, and you'll lose weight, and you do this and that. It reminds me of stuff like that, bro. Like literally, but they're not even selling you a product. They're just selling you the lifestyle.
Since we're on the topic of scams, what do you think is the biggest scam that we buy every day?
The biggest scam we buy every day?
Or like we buy into? Like one of the biggest ones. There's a lot out there, but like what's a big one that people fall for regularly or they don't know much about?
Tangibly or intangibly?
I'd say tangible. You
You
can say both if you want.
To me, the biggest scam intangibly has to be the thing where people say time is money.
Okay. Yeah.
Time is money, because in all reality it's not, bro. It's part of our what is that word called again? It's
Bro, money's fake. Money's made up.
yeah, no, but what's that word? It's a
We need money to free up our time.
shit. It's not brainwash. What is it? It's a psyop.
Yeah.
It's a psyop, bro. It's a psyop. We're programmed to know from, because our older generation would tell us like time is money, like all the time. So it's a psyop. You grow up thinking like, well, I gotta, time is money, like, and then like it's a psyop because like businessmen or business people who own businesses will tell you, well, time is money, bro. Like I don't have time for this. I'm losing money just standing here talking to you. It's not like that, bro. It's not like that. And I had a conversation with somebody at work about that, and because they think like that, and I used to think like that too, until I finally figured out money was just a made-up construct.
Exactly.
And I told him, and he was having a deep argument with me, and it was like a solid argument, It wasn't like we weren't exchanging fan language with each other or nothing. It was just all logic. And he goes, nah, bro, my time is valuable. Time is money, this and that. I'm like, but how is it valuable? He goes, if I'm not working, if I'm not producing, I'm not making any money. And I was like, but who's giving you value? And he goes, well, I'm giving myself value. I was like, I know I'm worth this much. And I was like, but under what condition? And he goes, well, by my work. And I was like, but that doesn't make any sense. I was like, so
He's subconsciously saying that to get material
possession. And I told him, and I was like, but you're putting you said you're putting the value on yourself, but the company is also putting value on you, and you're saying that your time is money. And I was like, but you don't understand that the value that you put on yourself and the value that you pay yourself, that dollar that you say is worth every hour, that dollar is made up money. And he goes, well, not really, because I can go out and buy stuff with it. It's like, yeah, but from one day to another, that dollar can be nothing. It can be worthless. I was like, that rock on the ground, we can give it the most enormous value tomorrow, and it could be the most precious thing tomorrow.
Yep.
And I was like, and the next day after that, the leaves that are on the tree outside, I was like, we can give that the most expensive value, and that could be the most expensive currency out there.
They do that with gold. Gold is a shiny rock, bro.
Yeah, and I told him that. He goes, well, I could say the same thing about crypto, and I was like, you can't say the same thing about crypto.
Yeah.
I was like, you can, but the difference between crypto and what you're arguing is that you're
he's trying to make excuses for one.
And not the other.
Exactly.
I was like,
but it's in the same.
My return is different than what I'm getting in crypto versus what you do, because you're slaving away for that dollar. I'm not doing anything with crypto. All I'm doing is just putting my initial input, and the work does it on its own. I'm not putting any afterthought into it. So I had a conversation about that, dude, and I was like, dude, that's the biggest. And I thought about it. I was like, bro, this is the biggest scam that we've all been told, because everybody in the shop, they're all about my age, or they're a little bit older. But there's another guy in the shop too that I'll have conversations with like this, and because he's not really a millennial, he's kind of on the border between my age group and the age group above us. So he's kind of cut in the middle, but the way his mindset works is he's like older generation. So like he'll have the mentality, time is money, go buy land, all this crypto is all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So, but like I walk around and I'm like, dude, everybody's like in the system, bro, where it's like they're sold that biggest scam, that time is money. Like that's not true, bro. As far as the most materialistic scam, I don't know, dude. I think alone is another biggest scam. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think both?
I just want to go off on a side rant. So like people, they'll give general advice. They'll like be like, time is money, do something with your time, but they don't give you any
ideas,
options, or ideas where you can do this. And I've noticed this is a trend a lot. This is the number one thing that pisses me off. So like you'll be scrolling on TikTok and they'll be like, yo, this is bad for your health, you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't. What was one thing? So there was a doctor, he was saying, your braces, they're causing you to have breathing problems later on, right? He might have a point. Like we have smaller mouths now because the way we're living our life, and braces, they're damaging the way our mouth is because it's impeding our airways or something like that. They're saying, but right, he goes through all that, but bro doesn't give any side solutions.
No, I don't like when people do that.
Yeah, you're saying, oh shit, don't do this, don't do that. Like, but where's the solution at?
What I notice,
that shit makes me mad, bro.
Yeah, what I notice people do a lot, especially that when they're, I guess, a certified person. I'm not talking about an influencer, but like when they're certified, like they're a doctor, they're an orthopedic, they're a dentist, hygienist, whatever it is, like something in their profession that they're certified in. It couldn't even be a lawyer, right? When they have the knowledge of something like that, I have seen videos like that. For example, there was this dentist that said, "Oh, did you guys know that braces give you cavities?" Then he went on the whole rant about how braces give you cavities because you don't do this and you don't do that, or because of this or whatever. But he never tells you a solution for it.
Yeah, that's what
His only solution was,
they'll give generic shit. Bro, what the hell?
Yeah,
what does that help me?
His solution, quote unquote, was go to the dentist more often. But that's not really a solution, because you're just feeding it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no, it doesn't make any sense, bro.
They'll be like, oh, you're killing yourself doing this. But they'll be like, this is bad for you. This is why it's bad. Like you were saying, they give the whole damn process. At the end, they run out of gas. They don't tell you the damn solution.
What
bro.
I don't like either is when people will make videos about, oh, stop scrolling, stop doom scrolling. You have 365 days to go do whatever other bullshit out there. And it's like, dude, you're telling people to stop doing this on a platform that you're making money on. That makes absolutely no sense. You're hypocritical.
The best one is the scammers. They'll be like, see, you're sitting on TikTok while I'm over here running 10 businesses, and then they'll sell a course.
Yeah.
And then that's where all the money came from.
That's another scam.
And then they're all flexing, bro. You're like, come on. That's the thing, bro. Everybody has all these it's like the people at the gym. Oh, you're doing this wrong, this exercise the wrong way, and then this is how you need to do it. But it turns out they're doing shit wrong too.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the one thing I don't like about gym culture, is that there's so many influencers out there, or people who think they know what they're doing, that they'll, instead of it becoming a good community to each other, I noticed they started becoming like the car community that the way it used the new version of the car community, where instead of helping each other out, they're over there talking shit to each other behind their back. So
because somebody said something in the one way.
Yeah, so like for example, you have some random influencer saying, oh, Jeff Nipper doesn't know what he's talking about because he's
Yeah.
over here doing chest press, doing it like this. That's not the right way to do it. This is how you do it. And then you get some other fool saying, no, that fool doesn't know what he's talking about because Jeff Nippert actually knows what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. So it just goes back and forth, bro. Like, everybody's just bashing each other.
Yeah.
When there's actually, they don't have science behind it. Then they say they do, but they really don't.
The one thing I do appreciate about the gym community is they'll have like they'll try to give evidence behind shit, but these people that are on like other social media platforms, they don't give you no solution, bro.
They don't give you no solution.
They just give you a whole list of problems with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And no solution, bro. And they'll be like, oh, you need to learn. Their easy way of copping out, the easy way to cop out is by saying, oh, you need to do your research.
Do your research.
Like, bro, what's the point of you going through all that if you're going to tell me that, and at the end you can bounce
you might as
them.
well just don't even say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so anyways, so one scam that I was just listening to a podcast and I didn't realize how big this scam was. The scam that we're all falling for is microplastics in our body.
Yes.
Recycling.
Yes.
We're just
I seen that video.
we're just contributing to our own health degenerating because we're consuming so much things that are tied in with plastic or enclosed in plastic. So that's one of my goals, to stop using products that are in plastic, but it's kind of hard to do because everything is in plastic. But I'll try to be more conscious about drinking from water bottles and stuff like that. So that's one thing I can say that I think we all bought into, because they're like, since we've been kids, they're like, oh, it's good to recycle and all that. But you realize once they reuse the plastic, whatever, or anytime you're using anything with plastic, you're just getting microplastics in your body, and that shit, they said it's hormone disruptors and it kills your test, bro. So that's why I think systematically it's done on purpose. They're making us consume or giving us a lot of options with plastic because to kill our tests pretty much.
Have you seen, I don't know if I sent you the video or not, but there's another video where some other guy talks about microplastics and how we live with microplastics or in our day-to-day life and how it's killing. It's kind of like the same way you're talking about the effects it has on female bodies and male bodies, how it's killing our testosterone, but it's also changing the female body. Because he was saying, for example, he went over it because he was talking about gym clothes mainly. He goes, a lot of gym clothes is all microplastics. He goes, you got polyester, you got your spandex. He goes, you got girls wearing leggings, then they wear the same matching top. That's microplastics. He goes, then you're drinking out of a plastic water bottle, which is microplastic. You might be drinking out of a straw. That's another microplastic.
Your food is wrapped in plastic.
Your food is wrapped in plastic, he said. That's another thing. He goes, and you get your gym bag. That's another microplastic. He goes, you're surrounded in so much microplastics. Your body, especially with the clothes, and he goes, and especially gets worse in the summertime. He goes, what happens when that plastic starts heating up? He goes, if you leave a water bottle in a car, it gets hot and that plastic goes into the water.
I used to wonder as a kid why you'd see those little particles going into the water.
Yeah, and then he goes, imagine that in a water bottle. Imagine your body wrapped in microplastics in the summertime. What's your body absorbing?
Yeah.
I didn't think about it, bro. That's kind of sketch.
Yeah, man. All this shit is bad, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's one thing we need to fix. I think they should bring back glass bottles, but the thing is, people don't know how to act right. They break that shit.
Well, but the thing is like, so, like in Mexico, for example, like, they sell plastic still in Mexico, but it's just only up until, like, maybe just recently, like, within the last 20 years, I would say. But they're still, like, they still use glass bottles. So, like,
that's smart, yeah.
For example, you go to the store, right? You go down to the convenience store, and you get, like, for example, a Coca-Cola or Pepsi, or whatever soda you want. They do sell it in plastic, but they also sell it in glass. And they either have the glass one, the big ass ones, the ones that you've probably seen in the Mexican stores here in the US.
Yeah.
But there's another version. They have the smaller, like the regular size Coke that you can get here in the store in a plastic bottle. Well, that plastic bottle, they have it in glass. So they have the plastic top, which opens, but the bottle is actually glass.
Got it.
So what you do with that is you take that bottle, when say you drink your soda, right? The next time you go to the store and you buy another soda, you actually give that glass bottle back to the store, and then the store will then have whatever recycling, if Coca-Cola comes and does the next delivery, they come and pick up their Coca-Cola bottles. Pepsi will come and pick up their So that each distributor, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever it is, will come pick up their bottles and they reuse them. So half the time you see all these bottles that are kind of banged up or they're re-stickered or whatever because they're reusing these bottles. Right. Not like here in the U.S. where it's you drink it, then you go to the recycle bin. Yeah. Then you gotta go to the store, grab another one, you drink it to the recycle bin.
That's how it's in Pakistan too.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the way in Pakistan is the way it is in Mexico.
Yeah, because they be like, hey, don't throw that bottle away.
Don't throw a bottle away, yeah. Because they give you money back. It's like 10 cents for it.
I didn't know.
In Mexico, they give you. Yeah, so like say, even with beer too. Beer is like that too.
I know there's a smart person out there probably working on this shit right now, and I hope they break through.
Yeah,
they're gonna solve a way to get around the plastic epidemic. That's a real epidemic nobody's talking about, bro, or like very few people are. Luckily, I think his name was Jake Tran. He was on a podcast. I listened to him talking about it, and that brought shed some light, because I had heard about it and I had it in the back of my mind about plastics being bad, but then when he talked about it more, it lit up something in my mind.
Joe Rogan also talked about this. He talked about the biggest scam at the supermarket, which is plastic bags and paper bags.
Yeah.
He goes, the way they make paper bags is you gotta fully grow a tree, which can take up to 15 years. Then they cut that tree down and they replant it, and you gotta wait another 15 years for it, or 10 years, whatever it is, to grow it. He goes, why don't they just use hemp? A hemp bag will never deteriorate and rip. He goes, it might go bad in 5 years due to the fibers stretching out because you're washing it, because it's an actual bag. And hemp grows every season. He goes, you can just cultivate it and it grows in 5 months.
It grows wild too.
Yeah.
They used to make ropes and all that shit.
And he goes, that's what I don't get about the industry. Why are they focusing on plastic bags and paper bags when they could just use hemp instead? It's more of a viable resource than that. Yeah. I didn't think about that, and I was like, oh shit, Joe Rogan's onto something.
Yeah, so I try to buy clothes that are like cotton and stuff, but my shirt's like polyester. I know. I'm trying to get away from that.
And mine is too, bro. It's kind of hard to get out of it.
It's crazy like how they limit your options. They try to increase the price on the other goods, make this a better alternative for you.
In all reality, have you noticed that, for example, like if you have clothes, because I've had a shirt that was made out of hemp. It was I think it was probably the highest quality shirt I actually owned.
I've never had one,
and
bro.
It wasn't that expensive either. It was like, it wasn't even that expensive of a shirt, bro. But it was like really thick. It felt good on your skin, right? It almost felt like cotton. But now, like, it's reversed, bro. Like, a hemp shirt is gonna cost you like $40 to $50 for like just a basic t-shirt, and then a white cotton shirt, like 100% cotton, is gonna cost you just as much.
Yeah.
But if you go get one right from like a name brand store, like just like Fruit of Loom or whatever, that has polyester, bro, it's only costing you like 95 cents.
That's another thing I don't understand, how they put prices on certain things, make them more expensive. Some people might say it's the cost of production and stuff, but I don't really buy that.
I call bullshit, bro.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Bullshit.
I was watching this random video of this guy. It was a weird ass video, dude. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't weird, but I don't know why I got caught up watching it. It was me just doom scrolling, but it was this guy trying on different t-shirts, different white shirts from the cheapest to the most expensive white, just plain white t-shirt, right? He got a Kirkland brand, and then he got a Fruit of Loom, and then he went all the way up to like Gap, whatever. Then he got like a fucking crazy ass brand from Japan. It was like a 50-cent t-shirt to like, I think it was like 100 and something, almost 2 or 3. No, it was like almost $300 t-shirt, all organic, like cotton and stuff, like handmade and everything. And he literally took both the most expensive shirt and the cheaper shirt, and he showed them side by side. He goes, "This is what you're getting for a top dollar, and this is what you're getting for shitty quality t-shirt." And he put like heat on it, and you can see the cheap shirt just melting away, dude. It wasn't even like really on fire; it was just like melting. But then you can see the cotton shirt kind of just like burning, like actually burning.
So it's more natural.
It's more natural, but this one was like melting, bro.
What the hell, bro?
That's crazy, huh? So yeah, I thought about that, bro. Like what we put on our bodies and stuff. Like imagine if it's like 100 degrees outside. Like what is our skin absorbing with that cheap material?
Yup. I also wanted to get into the self-care industry, but that might be a topic for another time. But
yeah,
you guys think about it. Let us know what the biggest scam is, or what your guys' thoughts are on on the recycle or plastic. Tell us what you know, what you believe. But
Yeah.
until next time, guys, take care.